Hey everybody, so this is the first of 3 or 4 short videos with some exercises working on secondary dominants. In this one we're going to practice writing secondary dominants. I'm going to walk through one for you to start, and then I'll give you some and ask you to pause the video for a second and try it, and then I'll walk through it. Okay, so let's start with right here. In the bass clef, let's say the key of E flat major, and we want a 5, 4, 3 of 3. Okay, so step by step. First of all, we need the key signature of E flat major. B flat, E flat, A flat. Now we need to think about what is the 3 chord in the key of E flat. And the 3 chord in E flat major is G minor. So now we need what is 5 in the key of G. 5 in the key of G is D. All right, so we know that we're going to need, I'm just going to sketch it here and then we'll adjust as needed. We're going to need a D, F, A, C. Of course, we're going to have to alter this chord and we will need to invert it as well. But let's just get it, the chord in root position the way it needs to be, and then we'll put it in the proper inversion. Okay, so we have a D something chord with a 7th. For it to be a secondary dominant, it needs to have a major triad and a minor 7th. So it needs to be a D7 chord. All right, so a D major triad would be D, F sharp, A natural. Okay, D, F sharp, A. And we need a minor 7th above D, which would be C natural. So D, F sharp, A, C, as it stands right now, is 5, 7 of 3. It's the 5, 7 chord in the key of G minor. Okay, so now we need to put it in the proper inversion. 4, 3 means that the 5th of the chord is in the bass, its lowest sounding note. So I'll put the A natural here, C, D, and F sharp. So that's our chord. D, F sharp, A, C with A as the lowest sounding note. All right, can you try F major? Let's do treble clef. F major, 5, 6, 5 of 6. All right, so step by step you'll write the key signature, and then you'll figure out what 6 is. Ask yourself what is 5 in that key. Build a major triad with a minor 7th on that note, and then put it in the proper inversion. So take a minute, stop the video, go ahead and work through this, and then come back when you're ready, and I'll go through it. Okay, so hopefully you've gone through. So we need the key signature of F major. Always have to put in the key signature because we're working on chromatic harmony, and to understand it as chromatic, we need to see it as deviating from a diatonic key signature. The 6th chord in the key of F is D minor. 5 in the key of D is A. So what we're looking for here is an A7 chord. All right, I'm just going to sketch here A, C, E, G. Those are the raw letter names, A, C, E, G, that we're going to need for this chord. So now we need to make this into a major triad with a minor 7th. A major triad has a C sharp in it. A to G is a minor 7th. So this is now an A7 chord. 6, 5 means that C sharp is the lowest note. And that is the answer right there, C sharp, E, G, A. All of these steps where I've written all of this extra information down, that's here to help us think through the process, but you want to work on doing all of that in your head so that you don't have to write all that down. The more time you take writing things down, the more chances you have to get off track. But if you can have each of these steps really well integrated into your brain, that they become almost automatic, you can go through them quickly and you're not going to lose your way. All right, let's try another one. Let's do A minor. Let's do 5, 4, 2 of 4. Let's do this in the bass clef. Okay, A minor, 5, 4, 2 of 4. All right, so pause the video, write out this chord, and come back when you're ready. Okay, so here we are. A minor has a key signature of 0 sharps and 0 flats, so we're good right there. Here is the 4 chord in the key of A is going to be D minor. 5 in the key of D minor is A. So once again, like the previous example, we've got an A7 chord. So let's just write this in. We know we need a C sharp in there. A, C sharp, E is a major triad. A to G is a minor 7. And to make it 4-2, we have to put the 7th as the lowest sounding note. So G, A, C sharp, and E. This is the answer we're looking for on this one. Okay. One thing to remember again, if this sticks, do you see how this is 5 of 4? 5 of 4 is always a 1 chord that's been chromatically altered. We're in the key of A, and this is the A chord made into A7. All right, let's do another. Let's do the one that seems like it's potentially a trick question. Okay, so let's do D minor, and let's just do 5-7 of 3. Okay, so pause the video, work through that one, and then come back. Okay, so D minor has a B flat in the key signature because its relative major is F major. Right here, the 3 chord in the key of D minor is F major. 5 in the key of F is C, so we're going to need a C7 chord. Let's write a C7 chord. C, E, G, B. For this C7 chord, we need C, E, G as a major triad. We've got that. We also need C to B flat as a minor 7. We've got that. This is that one example, this special example, where it's a secondary dominant, but it looks like it does not have a chromatic alteration. All right. Every other one of these, one of the signals that it's a secondary dominant is that it's a chromatic harmony. It's a chord that has a chromatic alteration from the diatonic scale underlying the key. This one looks like it does not have a chromatic alteration. But it does when you remember that usually this chord in the key of D minor would have a C sharp on it, because this would be the 7, fully diminished 7, which is coming from harmonic minor. So in effect, the chromatic alteration is removing that C sharp. Okay, that C sharp is what makes this feel like we're in D minor. And because we're tonicizing the key of F, which has the same key signature, its 5 chord has no apparent chromatic alteration to it. Okay, so that's a kind of a tricky one. Just keep that in mind. Let's do one more. Let's do, let's see. Let's do bass clef, and let's do 5, 6. Let's 5, 6. Yeah, we'll do a triad. And let's do this in F sharp minor. And what the heck, let's make this 5, 6 of 6. Okay, so bass clef, 5, 6 of 6. Pause the video, work through it, come back when you're ready. So F sharp minor, F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. That's the key signature. A major is the relative major. Okay, so the 6th chord in the key of F sharp minor is D major. 5 in the key of D major is A major. So we're going to need an A major chord. Okay, so A, C sharp, E. Right now, this is a major triad right here. All right, so this chord, we probably wouldn't call this a 5, 6 of 6 because it is diatonic and it's not requiring this alteration that we have over here for this other one. So in order to clarify that this is a secondary dominant, let's make this a 5, 6, 5 of 6. All we need to do to alter this is we're going to make this an A7 chord. If we put this on, now it becomes apparent that this is a chromatically altered harmony because we need A, C sharp, E, and G natural. There's our chromatic alteration. Okay, so this is 5, 7 of 6. A is 5 in the key of D. D is 6 in the key of F sharp. Now we need to put it in, so it's a 6, 5, which means the third needs to be the lowest sounding note. So right there from the bottom, C sharp, E, G, A. Okay, so that's 5 examples of creating, spelling out secondary dominants. And you can do more on Artusi. You can practice this. This will be on the quiz that we have next week, next Friday. All right, on the next video, we're going to look at some of these chords right here, which we worked through a few in class, and talk about analyzing some chords. So we'll do the same thing with analyzing some chords and walk through it. All right, so I'll see you there.